So it's all actually about spotting what is the area that's going to be hot, what's getting commoditized, how do you sell to the people who are more passive than you once it's really mature. So right now, data centers are great. They've been great for several years. And it's interesting, if you watch the world right now, I think everyone's getting quite nervous about what's happening with AI and have we had some overshoot. Seems pretty clear to me there's going to be an enormous amount of compute required, and you don't actually have to pick which LLM is going to be the winning model. There's going to be a bunch of them.
It doesn't really matter,
if you know they're going to turn up and they'll be in a data center.
Nick, come in on this.
Have you seen any marginal shift in the last couple of months? And I know you've got a much longer time horizon than the markets, the listed markets, but have you seen any shift since the start of the year? Because there has been some talk of Microsoft pulling back on some of their capex, for example. Yeah,
and listed markets have definitely been anxious. If you look at some of those big global names in data centers, and even Infratil's been down with this. What we've actually experienced is much more diversification of demand. I think this time last year, everyone was amazed by OpenAI, thought Microsoft had pulled off the deal of a lifetime, and everyone was betting on one brand. I think what we're seeing now is demand showing up from a bunch of players, because as we all know, those LLMs are all good.
You know, CoreWeave, I'm sure you kept an eye on that IPO in the U.S. Didn't do so well, right? So it's making people think, you know, maybe the IPO market is, prospects are not that good, right? The other thing that caught people off guard was the business model. And fine, they racked up a heck of a lot of debt. Investors didn't like that. They also didn't like the fact that the data centers that they do operate are not owned. They're leased, and that's cash going out the cash going out the window every single month. But that's where you as an investor come in, right?
That's right, yeah. And we have that long-term capital that can provide those assets over 10, 20, 30 years. I feel like right now we all remember, we're all getting older, we remember the dot-com boom and then the dot-com bust. And you look back and no one's now saying, boy, did the internet work, right? But what became clear was there were some business models that worked and some that didn't. There were some really clear winners, and probably the best investments people made were the ones that were after that initial bubble burst, and you could work out winners from losers.